Chicken Sonic!
At least I assume that's how it happened. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg for the Nintendo GameCube. Another dead Sega franchise, along with Sábado de Amigo, Knights, Jet Set Radio, and Space Channel 5, just to name a few. Billy Hatcher, however, was created by Sonic Team themselves. These are the same guys who made Sonic Adventure 2, the best Sonic game. And Sonic Heroes came out afterwards, which was also really good. So Billy Hatcher must be a good game, right? This game smells like my ass, but my ass doesn't smell too bad, so it's okay. Billy and his friends are chilling one day when suddenly a chick appears that's being attacked by a crow. Billy saves the chick, and then the chick transports Billy and his friends to Morningland. Basically, a bunch of evil crows led by Dark Raven have kidnapped all of the elder chickens of each island, causing the world to be stuck in eternal night. After hearing this from, and I'm not kidding, the god of chickens, Billy dons a chicken suit that lets him control eggs and stuff as he sets off to save Morningland. I would talk about how this plot's kinda stupid, but I mean, this game is called Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, so I really don't know what I was expecting. I guess my only real problem with the plot is the fact that the villain, Dark Raven, is nothing. He's kinda boring, he's just some evil thing. Dr. Eggman, he's funny, he's entertaining, his design's unique. Dark Raven, I remember his eyes. That's about it. Throughout the game, you'll visit 6 different islands, all of which have 5 missions attached to them, sort of like how Sonic Adventure 2 stages are structured. Unlike Sonic Adventure 2, however, where only the first mission is required to progress, in Billy Hatcher, the first 2 missions are required to progress. Ooh. So the other 3 missions are optional for completion purposes. They're usually challenge missions like defeat this many enemies or collect a bunch of coins. They're fine, but they're optional, so whatever. The first of the 2 required missions is always to save that island's elder. The second of the 2 required missions is always to defeat that island's boss. I think they'll both be a bit easier to explain after I talk about the gameplay. Billy controls kinda stiff on his own. He moves kinda slow and his jump pops up, but not in the satisfying kind of way, more in the direct up kind of way. It's weird. I think it's because the gameplay is more set for when you're controlling an egg. Yeah, you is Chicken Boy, so throughout the game you'll find different eggs around the map that you can control. Your overall movement is much better when you have an egg. You're faster, you have a more mid-air control as well as a bounce, and various attacks you can use against enemies. Rolling over these fruit bubbles will cause the egg to grow. The bigger the egg, the stronger it is. Once it reaches max size, not only is it the strongest, but you can also do this lame-ass chicken yell and it'll hatch. Depending on what kind of egg you have will depend on what hatches from it. It can range from one-time use items, power-ups, lame-ass minigames that you can only play with a Game Boy Advance and a link cable that I don't have, or a little partner that'll follow you around and attack enemies. Most would probably connect this to Pokemon since you're hatching cute little creatures to fight with, but I like to think of it more like an SMT sort of thing. That chicken call is sort of like summoning them, and thinking of them as demons is just kind of funny to me. This egg mechanic is how you save the elder of each island. You find this golden egg, and just like any other one, you roll over all the fruit bubbles until it reaches the max size. You do the chicken call, and it hatches. The only problem is, the golden egg, no matter what, will break in one hit. The boss battles in this game aren't really that bad. You can't bring any eggs or power-ups into the battle with you, so it brings you back down to basics since all you have is the standard egg that doesn't hatch into anything. The battles can be a little tricky, but for the most part it's just finding an opening and taking advantage of it. So yeah, the missions are finely structured and the gameplay is alright, but man, it is really not polished. Maybe I'm just bad at the game, but let me try to explain. So when you are just Billy without an egg, that's all you are, you're just Billy. When you get an egg and start moving around, you start feeling like your center point is the egg rather than Billy. But no, you are still just Billy, and the egg is just an extension of yourself. This can make platforming a little bit more tricky because you'll have a situation where you walk up to a slope and you think, oh, you just walk onto it and start rolling down. But no, if you walk up to it, the egg will be on the slope before you are, and the egg will start rolling without you. And before you realize it, you're still walking towards the slope, and then you slip down and you start sliding down without a way of recovering. There were a lot of deaths because of situations like this. I cannot tell you how many times I died because of platforming situations where the egg lands on the platform, but Billy doesn't and he just slips and falls. And yeah, this game has the old and, let's face it, outdated lives system, which means that 0 lives equals a game over. Normally I can deal with that with older games like this, but when you die to garbage like this, it gets a little frustrating after the 86th time of restarting the same level again. But yeah, so after beating the 6th world boss, it shouldn't be surprising to find out that there's a 7th world where the villain is. So you actually have to complete the 3rd mission in the last world in order to get there. Ooh. Now we just gotta go on the Rainbow Bridge. What? You mean I have to get more emblems in order to get to the final world? Oh! That's cool, thanks! It's one thing if throughout the whole game you had to get a certain amount of emblems to get in each level. Mario games do that all the time. But at the last gate, you're gonna tell me, oh, you don't have enough emblems to get into the last world. I guess the game would have been really short without this, but man, this is artificial game padding at its finest. And what, you want me to have 25 emblems? I only have 12! Well, while collecting emblems, I discovered 3 missions in which you save one of Billy's friends. After you save the friend in question, they get unlocked in every level. So that means that every level has a total of 8 missions as opposed to just 5. And Billy's friends don't play any different, but they have some unique abilities. Rolly, the girl, can get this weird mind control ability where you can like remotely control an egg. Chick gets some speed boosts and goes real fast. And Bantam is strong, I guess. I never found a power-up from him. I'm just gonna assume it's some strong thing. Doesn't this group kind of remind you of another Sega Crew of 4? Huh. Anyways, after you get all the stupid emblems, you can finally go to the final world and confront Dark Raven, and okay, final boss. Kinda gotta get the timing right in that second one, you know, you gotta catch these dark balls, turn to light, and hit him with it. Not the most well-structured boss in the world, but it was fine, I guess. I don't know, Dark Raven's still just really boring. And after you beat him, the day is saved, and Billy and his friends get warped back to their own world, and then the credits roll. Yep, that's Billy freaking Hatcher. Other than a mildly fun multiplayer mode, there's not really much else to talk about in the game. I guess there are these special Sonic eggs throughout the game you can use if you get enough of these coins. I'm assuming it lets you summon Sonic characters and... Wait, is that the thing from Choo Choo Rocket? What the fuck? The only other thing there is to do is 100% the game and get all the emblems. No, thank you. Huh? Oh, I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to talk about a hypothetical sequel. I guess making the gameplay tighter would be nice, you know, make it less frustrating to move around. Perhaps structure the levels more like something that would fit this type of gameplay. I feel like the level structure in the game was a bit more open for this type of gameplay. Something a bit more linear might be nicer. Maybe something that fits more of an obstacle course. I don't want it to be too much like a Sonic game, but like maybe structuring it based on the same way you would want to structure a Sonic Adventure stage would be nice. I don't know. I don't really know what else you can do with this IP. I mean, it has potential to be fun, and I would gladly play a sequel. But as it is right now, I feel like somebody way smarter than me would have to, you know, figure out a way to make the game better than it is. Because as it is right now, it's alright, if not a little frustrating. Okay, a lot of frustrating. I guess for now, we'll just have to settle for him having cameos in other Sega games. Yeah, just put him in there with the others.